All right, what is going on, guys? It's time to go over something that I've kind of been teasing a little bit if you paid attention in my previous videos. My new business venture slash idea. So this is actually the only reason why I'm actually doing a YouTube channel to begin with, and it's actually going to be a plan for my expansion in the potential future. So this is where I'm going the next couple of months in this next stage of my teenage life before I graduate high school. So it's important to know that my main plan right now is to get as much traction with organic content as I can. Get as much people to follow me and that see me as kind of I guess, an entertaining or an informative source of guidance so that I can then utilize that to basically leverage it into future business ventures. So I see this as an incredibly valuable investment, and I think that a lot of people should get into it as well. And by that I mean organic content. But with that said, let's just get into the presentation here. So let's see. So slideshow. All right. So this is actually going to be my new plan here. This is essentially my business that I'm starting up. So this is my action plan for Pure Culture. It's going to be action plan. In reality, it's basically just going to go over a lot more of the aspects that I'm planning to go over, and I try making it as specific as possible for you guys' help and for my own help, just so that I know exactly where I'm going in the next stages of my business, and I'll try elaborating along the way. So right here we have just the main name of the brand. It's going to be the first stage is the foundational stage. It's going to be probiotic ice cream. So this is what we're going to be selling on e-commerce. Now we had a couple of little taglines here. You can see that in the bottom here. So we take your health and wellness one step at a time, transition to a healthier lifestyle for your stomach with the click of a button. We'll do the rest. Or my personal favorite, manna, food of the gods, or God's food. So essentially, what all this means is that we're going to be starting a new business that's going to be based on purely healthy foods with no unprocessed byproducts or anything like that. I think that let's just get into it. So first, I made this my first slide because I think it's so important. It's not finished, by the way. It's still haven't put the sources of information down, but essentially, when anybody's starting any business, like if like any new entrepreneurs are on here watching, there's a lot to basically take in terms of who you're serving. You have to have some kind of a skill that you can trade for somebody's money, like some kind of a service, some kind of a product. And especially when doing organic content, it's really important to know what exactly you're selling, even if it's a product, but more specifically, if it's a service. You have to know the ins and outs, who your target audience is, like, etc. All these things have a huge role to play. So I need to know everything about nutrition and make myself a valuable source of information to others. So there are many ways that you can do this. Many ways that I'm trying to do this is by networking with nutritionists around my area, trying to like build relationships with people that can guide me, essentially, like be a partner in crime, if you will. So probiotic ice cream, its core ingredients, you can look over that if you want. I don't really want to get too much into the actual ice cream side of it, just like the more important aspects entrepreneurially, just because that's kind of what I wanted to focus on mostly in this video. So the following slides will be a cost-based estimate of what it might take to fulfill, an order of 1,000 units per product. So it's going to be like a little bit of an estimate of how much money I need to basically raise, either in like a fundraiser page or pre-orders, to actually start fulfilling large quantities of my product. Because right now, as it stands, I am broke. So I don't really have too much money to invest into like large quantities of a business. So I have to play this a little bit smart and patiently. So, you know, I'm shipping 1,000 ice creams, shipping and manufacturing and packaging 1,000 ice cream products a month. These are all the assumptions that you would have to make in order to go through with my estimate. So you could read that. It's basically just like self-explanatory things and more specifics about the product itself. So here, obviously you have to take into account a lot of different factors when producing the product. So first is ingredients. You have to understand how much a certain ingredient costs per ounces, per grams, whatever it may be, and like how much we're actually going to be selling the product for. So in this account, we're basically taking into account that we're going to be selling 16 ounce. I think it was like 16 ounces per package of ice cream. So with that said, we have to take into account all of the ingredients that go into those 16 ounces and essentially make a little bit of a cost estimate that it would take to purchase all of these ingredients 1,000 times to make to ship ice cream. So obviously you also have production equipment. You need to be able to produce high quantities of ice cream really fast and really efficiently. So you need good equipment for that. That's around $16,000 estimated. Obviously there are other ways to find it. I can go on specific vendors, even network with people to get lower prices, negotiate, etc. Labor. Now labor is a little bit of a sketchy thing for me. I don't know if I really want to be hiring people just yet to basically, you know, package my products. I don't know if I'm going to get a subcontractor for that to basically make the products themselves, and it might cut off some expenses. These are like some of the aspects of the business that I haven't studied terribly much into, just because of the fact that we're not going to be starting the business producing them. Again, this is just a rule of thumb that we're going to be taking into the later stages of the business. So we got packaging is another important aspect. You have to be able to have a good looking product on the outside that really stands out to the customer, because that's the first impression they're going to get once you ship it to their door. Since we're an e-commerce platform, we just ship all of our ice creams out there. So super important. We have to make unique package designs. I have people like neighbors that will basically design it for me. Shipping, we're probably going to take the packages to UPS or something like that, and manually ship them from there. It's nothing special. Obviously, legal compliances. There's an estimate for the permits and licensing, market. This one's a little bit dodgy, and this is where the price estimate gets a little bit confusing, but we're basically just going to try to put 10% of our gross earnings into revenue once we kick everything off. For now, everything is going to be marketing because we don't have a product. We're trying to market basically the startup of the company, and our brand is the only thing that we have to go off of for now, for people to donate or pre-sell, or pre-buy, I should say. So, miscellaneous things like overhead costs, that's estimated that too, with a grand total of around $69,000 on the low end, and $214,000. Now it's important to consider that this $214,000 was all for the kefir. Basically, the cost estimate for kefir was $160,000. So we have to somehow go around that, because I'm definitely not putting that much money into kefir. We're probably making it manually or finding some kind of a bulk type of product to basically discount that $160,000, because I'm not doing that. So most likely, if I was correct in my cost estimate, things are going to cost around $69,000 to $70,000 dollars for the estimate to fulfill $1,000 orders of ice cream. So essentially, some of these are going to be one-time costs, some of these are going to be not fixed costs, so just monthly costs and things like that. So essentially, how much we're going to charge per ice cream, it's probably going to vary, and we have to think about that a little bit more. But essentially, I kind of want to make this a luxury brand of ice cream. So basically, up the price tag to it because it's so valuable, and the fact that we only do natural ingredients. So having a really valuable piece of ice cream, but for a very high price, I think would be the best way to go, just considering the brand. I'm open, you guys can comment down what you guys think about that, but those are my thoughts for now. So ice cream machinery, these are just specifics about like what type of machinery we'll use. I basically just looked this up on Bing, and those were the results because I'm not doing too much research into that just yet. So this is super important because, again, I'm talking about mostly branding, or mostly the marketing side of things. So having a brand is super important, and for any entrepreneur, and basically marketing the brand out to the audience that you're trying to target. So basically, our brand is going to be centered around the purity of the stuff we own. Like I was talking about, it's going to be a family-owned product. Meaning that there are no preservatives, chemicals, added sugars, or any artificially hindering ingredients within our products. So with that, I think that this is going to have, because my main vision for this company is going to be to revolutionize nutrition as a whole in the U.S. and the perspective that we have as Americans to our diets, because obesity is off the charts right now in the U.S. People like cancer, diabetes, all these diseases are caused by the things that we eat. Even depression is caused by, bad eating habits, partially. And oftentimes disciplining oneself to eating these healthy things not only increases the quality of your life, but it also increases the longevity of your life. So these are the things that we're going to be playing on in our business model, which is we're going to start with ice cream first as a foundational product that we're going to sell, easily incorporated into the American diet. And then from there, we can expand upon, maybe a more variety of products that people can use, and, recipe books and things like that as lead magnets, just valuable pieces of content on our organic pages. And then from there, we expand into high ticket, which I want to do this as soon as possible. I want to expand into a high ticket mentorship or some kind of a course/coaching program where we basically teach these American families to upgrade their diet, considering their specific body reactions. So we probably charge like around $2,000 to $8,000 per course or mentorship. Just depending. We're just kind of brainstorming here a little bit, but that's basically what I want to do. That's my main vision in the next couple of months/years. Again, I have to be a little bit patient with this, but we're going to try to get as much people involved in this as we can, get the funding and things like that in place. But this ice cream, there are a lot of misconceptions that go around what we eat as a whole. Like cholesterol is a really big one. Like people think that high cholesterol is bad for you. Actually, it's really not when you take into consideration other factors like, your blood and things like that. Really, cholesterol is a good thing for a specific part of the body. If you let cholesterol go into other parts like the bloodstream and things like that, that's when it becomes a problem. But high cholesterol foods like fats and things like that are actually healthy for you, and they actually increase your overall performance, like mental performance, reduces brain fog, everything like that. These are the types of things we're going to be teaching in our organic content, things like that. Moving on. Branding style, we haven't developed this yet. We're going to make a logo next week with one of our neighbors. So our target audience, I think that for ice cream, because it's such a low ticket product, we're probably going to sell to a specific group of people. Or we're not going to sell to a specific group of people, not limit our, because I put it on here as a question, but essentially I don't feel like it's necessary to niche such a low ticket product too far down, because essentially ice cream is for everybody, and I want to basically incorporate all of the US into this. But I think if we're going to go the high ticket route, we're probably going to be targeting a little bit higher class families, like moms and things like that, with good paying jobs and things like that. But let's see, likely trade higher amounts. Yeah, so I said on a broader term, we'd just be targeting people health conscious about what they eat, likely people of higher economic class, because they have the capacity to essentially trade higher amounts of money for conventionality and better results. So obviously a poor person is going to eat crap because they have no other choice. And that's just going to have to be how our brand works, unfortunately, just for now, because we need to get off the ground with this kind of idea of having a higher priced product. And with a higher priced product, there's also the illusion that it's already more valuable despite everything else. So we're going to just target a higher economic class for our target market. So now a marketing idea I had for the potential future once we start doing mentorships is basically sell ice cream as our loss leader, especially in seasonal, like it's for seasonal things. We sell 70, maybe even like 80% off ice cream, like during the holidays, and people think, oh dang, this is a really good deal. They buy it, and then from there we upsell them into our higher ticket courses, which in reality, if it boosts our conversions, then we get an ROI on that ice cream really quickly. That's the point of the loss leader. That's what the loss leader means. But obviously we need to have a higher ticket item to do that. So, we'll have to see about that. So then for our higher ticket offers, our target audience would probably be more specific so that we can really nail to the ground like our price tag to it, because the more niche the product is, I got this from Alex Hormozy, a YouTuber, if you guys know him, is that the more niche the product is, and the more specific, the more a person is going to relate to it and think that this is like my specific solution, and that will basically on an ideological standpoint, it would basically reinforce the value or the money side of the course, so we can charge more for it. That's what that means. So our target audience would be a lot more specific. I have here, it's going to be middle-aged mothers in GAPSI struggling to transition themselves or their children into a healthier eating lifestyle without the hassle of going through countless hours of YouTube or personal research. This is actually based on, my mom. She is exactly this target audience right here. She has problems with her hormones and things like that. I don't want to get into too much of it, but she's struggling right now, and she really wants us to transition into this GAPS diet that she's talking about, eating more fats and things like that to increase your mental fortitude, essentially. Anyways, moving on, upsell offers. This is the part of the course this is the part that I was talking about beforehand with courses and mentorship programs. Again, we have to have this up and running as soon as possible, just to get a really high ROI on like our customers and things like that, our acquisitions. Because just selling ice cream, I don't really find that as compelling enough to our main vision and our brand. It has to be something else. Ice cream is just the foundation. So these are just some ideas that I had for upsells. A course program, one-on-one mentorship would be more expensive, and then a $100 a month, like monthly subscription, maybe to new ice cream flavors, and possibly other like goodies, like in recipe books, kind of like HelloFresh, where you get certain like food, like almost like food prep, but for really, really healthy foods in the GAPS diet, or maybe even other diets. So moving on, important tidbit. So this is mainly about the importance of organic, which is basically the route I'm going to be taking in the next couple of months. It's just going to be posting as much valuable content as I can onto our target social media platforms, because I'm just going to make Instagram and YouTube for now. So this is going to be, it's going to be really important. It's going to be an important aspect, because essentially the less you try to push your courses and your upsells down their throat, the more likely that you're going to get that conversion in the first place. All I have to do is basically just post as much value as I can out there for free, and basically sell the people that are watching my content, things like that, into thinking, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. And just naturally, they just become interested in what I have to sell, and they just buy my courses like that. So I don't have to spend that much money on paid advertising and things like that. So there's also the 60-40 rule, just another little tip that you can read that if you want. I'm not going to go over it though. So central marketing steps. I have a lot of marketing tidbits, and I'm not, like, you guys can read this, because it's a lot. I'm probably not going to go into too much detail over this. But essentially what I want to do, and I have a bunch of different versions of this. So create. So essentially what I need right now, and this kind of sums up exactly what I'm doing right now. So I might either have a website, or like a kind of a mini website. Either it's going to be a website or a sales page. There's going to be a pre-sale page, actually, that I can basically take my organic content, funnel it down into a sales page, where people can basically decide to pre-order and things like that. We're also going to have a GoFundMe page, which are basically the main points of conversions for my organic content marketing plan. That's where I want people to come into as of right now, because I just need to raise money to actually support high numbers of supply. So in the meantime as well, I'd also like to kind of boost, for small and test strategies, just like paid ad strategies. So this is going to be my paid ad strategy. I got this from the Fletcher method. I should have a link to this in my description, hopefully, if I don't forget. And let's hope YouTube does not come after me for this. But I'm going to give all the credit to this guy. His name is Aaron Fletcher. If you just kind of look him up, I guess, on Google, I guess you'll find some of his content. He mostly just does paid ads, but I really love his content because it helps me build this here. So this is a little bit of basically how it's going to work if I do start a paid ad. You're going to have your traffic source, so just like a little video showing some kind of valuable content, and some kind of a reason, like lead magnet, to actually basically like swap emails and things like that. So now I have his email right here, the ability to send him emails through conversion events. And then once he fills out the lead magnet, he goes into an authority amplifier, which basically reinforces my knowledge of the subject, and into an order form where he would probably buy, ice cream or whatever I'd be selling at the time. And upsells if I have them. So this is an example of what the first event would look like, just a paid ad. Here is the next conversion event. This is his lead magnet right here. Put your name, email address, blah, blah, blah. There's a picture of his conversions, idea. And here is my organic content marketing strategy. So this is what I'm gonna try to be building up to, guys. I'm probably not gonna be entirely ready at this point to do all this, just because I have school, etc. But this is essentially what it's gonna look like. This is gonna be the core of what I'm gonna be doing right now. It's just posting as much valuable content online as I can and spread awareness in as many ways as I can. So these next slides are just going to revolve around scarcity tactics and things like that, since if I do end up selling or pre-selling short quantities of ice cream, I can use scarcity as a very leverageable marketing tactic for when I actually go into marketing and things like that, and even selling door to door, which I might do as well. So here are my marketing ideas. This is where the GoFundMe page idea comes up. Again, this is probably going to be the main funnel, the bottom of my funnel for all my organic content. This is where I want all my people to come in and try to donate and give me as much money as I can to support my vision of a healthier America. This, obviously the pre-order forms, this is going to be a cost estimate of the things. Obviously nothing set in stone, this is just an idea. And this is other marketing ideas, which is going to be attending public events. This is a strong marketing tactic as well that I don't want to blow over at all. This is probably going to be super important. I might do this a little bit on the side every once in a while and post that to reinforce my organic content as well. So I might go to the beach or something like that, rent out a place, start selling to the people, just giving them samples of ice cream, and then from there you try to convert and you also get a little bit of content out of that. Budget estimate for that. Then we're on to influencer marketing. Now this, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this very much, just because I don't really see it as terribly efficient for what I want to do right now, possibly in the future. But for now, I'm going to be my own marketer or influencer. I'm going to be my own influencer. So watch out for that, guy. I'm going to be a menace. Hopefully, if you guys are even watching, we might have the GoFundMe page already set up. If not, it'll probably be set up in a couple of weeks. So if you want to go donate to that, be my guest, please. We're just out here trying to help out America. But other than that, that has been me. I hope that you guys saw that a little bit helpful. Hopefully when starting your own action plan, you guys can maybe use some of the strategies that I'll be using. And as far as any critiques, if there are any other experienced entrepreneurs out there, if you have anything that you'd like to give me, if you'd like to collab, just be sure to DM me. My Instagram is healthy Danny. I think it's something like that. So if there are any entrepreneurs, just hit me up. I'll probably have my Instagram in the description below. And we could possibly partner up, or you could be my mentor, who knows. If you thought this was insightful, then yes, sir. Anyways, this video is probably long enough as it is. So just comment down below what you guys like to see more of. And I'm tired of talking, so I'm out of here. So bye.